Welcome to a late night large that peered into the scrying glass and didn't like what it saw one bit. Taking cover is me, Aaron Bliss, and taking his clothes off, despite many warnings, is Mike Large.
And I'll continue doing it.
Yeah, how you doing, Magic Mike?
I like what you did there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm all right, aren't I?
Yeah.
Another day, another dollar.
Yeah, we're growing okay.
Despite everyone's best efforts, I'm surviving. So
everyone's best.
Yeah.
Speaking of
still with us.
I mean, speaking of surviving, we should perhaps all be, singing "Staying Alive" because we are still surviving COVID. Whether we're a brother or whether we're a mother, we're all staying alive at the moment.
We're staying alive, indeed.
And so who knows? Who knows when there's going to be a re-implementation of lockdown?
Who grows?
As we're going to discuss tonight, Mike, we're going to talk about the latest doings in the world of COVID, which is still making its merry way around the world. And all we can do is point and laugh and cower and whatever else. So first of all, Mike, I think the thing I noticed most in the news that was most pertinent to the lockdown stroke COVID situation was, as at the day that we're recording this, the last 2 days, apparently statistics for the last 2 days suggest that the UK has had almost 3,000 new cases a day for 2 consecutive days.
That's good going.
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive, doesn't it? And for anyone who's unconvinced by how impressive that sounds, that's big. That's a very big number, considering we were supposed to be. You assumed by the fact that we were unrolling all the restrictions and herding people off to school, and the government even mildly threatening people to get them back in the office, you would have thought, oh, Corona, that's in the rearview mirror now. That's not a threat anymore. What are you talking about? I can trust the government. So here we are, nearly 3,000 cases a day for the last 2 days.
I can trust the government. Famous last words.
So what's the thinking, Mike? Other than it sounded impressive, any other thoughts about... Sorry, are we disturbing your meal?
Yeah.
Okay, well...
How very dare you?
Yeah, don't speak with your mouth full, Mike. But when you've shoved it down your gullet...
Oh, this mouth's never full.
So I hear.
Trust me, I'll try to fill it any which way I can. No one's managed it yet. Come at me, boys.
Yeah, maybe we should ram some COVID down it. So,
some COVID.
Any comment, though, Mike, on the 3,000 plus cases, or nearly 3,000 cases, 2 days in a row?
Well, I think the only comment that really needs to be made is the one I made when you first said it, which is, impressive. Well done, guys.
Yeah,
good.
Go for 3 in a row.
Look, fuck it. Why not? Why half-arse it? Do you know what I mean? if we're gonna do it, let's fucking do it. Let's have it. So, I mean, Spain, they've hit a milestone, haven't they?
Yes, you're right, Mike. Although ours does sound impressive, Spain, I believe, is the first country in Western Europe, believe it or not, who have recorded over 500,000 COVID cases.
Yeah. So what we don't want to do, right? Let's not like the football and everything else. Let's not be beaten by the Spanish, right? Let's do it. If we're gonna fucking do it, set our own records. Let's fucking smash it, shall we?
Yes, get our sovereignty back.
Yeah.
As both would say,
make Britain great again. Yeah. let's be the best. Let's be the fucking best COVID motherfuckers there are.
No, that's right. Yeah, world beating COVID transmission. That's what we need. So the response.
We are the best at that.
The response to 3,000 cases a day for 2 days in a row is let's go for 4. 4 tomorrow, please, people.
Yeah.
So I want lots of parties. I want lots of bingo. What's
Oh, we'll say we'll be all right now because kids come back to school, don't they?
Yeah, and why aren't we back in the office? Because you know, you people who aren't getting back in offices, you're fucking traitors to the cause, because you could be the difference between 3,000 and 4,000 new cases a day. Get back in the
Do your bit, guys.
Get on the underground, kiss a stranger,
Yeah.
sneak
Ooh.
on that woman sat minding her own business.
Don't mind if I do.
You know, touch your hands and mouth and rub it all over the entrances, exits, and poles wherever you can.
Not just the Polish though. Everyone. Rub it on everyone. Oh, so funny.
But what we're saying is, you can be a part of something bigger than yourself. Okay, this is the COVID effort. We need to transmit this as widely as possible, because the fucking Spanish have nothing on the British, who are about to become a sovereign nation, and we're world beaten, and we need to fucking beat this motherfucker.
Yeah.
So come on, people, step it
Fuck
up.
you, Spain.
I want to hear 4,000 cases tomorrow.
Minimum.
So, although jokes aside, Mike, the Spanish aren't looking too good, are they? That's not good news.
No, not the best news, is it?
Do you I mean, by the way, I'm saying this without doing proper research, because this is Late Night Large. We're not paid to do research.
We don't do research, not properly. We just speculate and present them as facts.
I mean,
it's fine.
If the government does it, why can't we? So, with Spain, my thinking, Mike, is, do you think this has anything to do with... Can you try and do that a little less erotically, Mike? Maybe like move out of shot when you're eating. So,
we're getting a little chubby down there, are we? Getting a little boner.
Oh yeah,
sorry, Pete.
Fucking red hot arousal. We're gonna have to turn into a completely different show. Do you think the Spanish thing, Mike, does the Spanish thing, do you think, have anything to do with travel? I'm thinking that Spain is very popular, obviously, with tourists.
So what you're saying is, everyone else is taking their COVID over to Spain.
Whoa.
And gone, fucking have some COVID, right? And then they went, oh, no, fuck that. Can't go to Spain anymore. Too late. The whole fucking world is gone there.
Yeah, I didn't mean exactly like that. But yeah, I mean, that could be a case. You know, COVID moves into Spain. But also, you know what it's like in Spain. Anywhere where there's a lot of tourists, particularly when they come from Britain, but other places as well, they're obnoxious. They ignore local regulations. You know what I'm saying? So
get me a beer. Beer. Say it louder. They'll understand.
Talking about survey beer. So
San Miguel. Who? Now.
Yeah, no, you did that quite well, Mike. Do you think... Yeah, I'm saying people, you know, obnoxious twats, they're going to be in Spain. They're going to be ignoring social distancing. They're going to be lagered up. They're going to be nightclubs, bars, getting close, no masks, I'm on holiday, COVID doesn't exist when I'm on holiday, etc., etc., etc.
Facts.
Do you think maybe they've been a bit fucked over by that? I don't know. Again, I'm basing this on just speculation.
Yes, but on the same side, I mean, they could have just said, we're not opening our borders. No, you can't come in.
I mean, that was my point. I mean, if there's any
what they wanted the money, as much as everyone wanted to go there, because they were, fuck this is shit, lockdown, bollocks, I'm going to Spain. Everyone wanted to go there, yeah, absolutely. But also, they wanted a bit of that, didn't they?
Yeah. No,
bring it back. Come on, tourism, come on. And then it's not really worked out very well. Assuming that is to blame for their...
Yeah. We'll put a little...
caveat on that.
Caveat, definitely. If any, by the way, if there's any Spanish listeners who want to say that's complete bollocks, I have the facts, then by all means,
tell us.
And
it's all him that's wrong.
Judging from our unresearched speculations, maybe UK is not the only government that's kind of mugged off their own people by grabbing the money and saying, no, we need to. The economy is more important. So, 500,000 cases, yikes. Hopefully the Spanish healthcare system is robust enough to deal with those, and they don't get anything like our catastrophic death toll. So good luck, Spain. Speaking of travel, Mike, another thing I happened to come across, which I think you mentioned, was a lot more of the Greek islands have been
Yeah,
put on the no-fly list or the
there's
quarantine.
another 5 of them now, isn't there, I think.
Yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the whole thing about the Greek
Probably
islands
now.
was they were very low infection ratios on the Greek islands. So what's changed? Is that shot up or something?
I think they were. I guess again, it's the.
I think that's tourists that again have driven it.
Of course, it is. Like I mean, I don't know about the rest of Europe really, but if someone said to me, which two places do you think Brits are most likely to go to on holiday? Spain and Greek islands.
I see where you're growing with this one.
So I imagine there's plenty of countries in Europe that are, or that are pretty similar.
So what you're trying to say is between the whole Brexit fuck up, how we're treating the negotiations, and our own tourists, it looks like we've effectively declared war on Europe this year.
Yeah. Well, do you know what I mean?
We could
We're
have done
fucking.
with that.
This is fucking England. Yeah. We do what we want. Fucking declare war on anyone. Fuck them.
Gross. Phidias Albion. Nice one there, Mike. So it looks like your holiday this year is out then, Mike. Two favourite
Yeah.
destinations.
Yep. No.
No Lesbos.
I mean, if we're lucky. No. No. No holidays for me, mate. No rest for the wicked. You know what I say?
Yeah.
So, no holidays planned. To be fair, if I did, I probably wouldn't be going anyway. So, you know, my choice would be to probably not travel, whether I'd booked a holiday or not. But
Yeah, you
you know,
haven't been. I mean, you work in retail. You haven't been lucky enough to be on furlough, have you? So, what I'd say to me is like probably the best part of the year for me was when I was on furlough. So that effectively was my holiday for the year because, like you say, it's it's a fool's errand to try and be going on holiday right now. It's really not worth the hassle.
so while you had your holiday, I was working even fucking harder, and I still don't get an actual one. So you know,
Well, is that my fault, Mike? I didn't create.
yes, it is.
I didn't
Yes, it
create
is your
COVID.
fucking fault, prick.
Lockdown is definitely not making Mike a more miserable, resentful person at
Oh,
all.
not at all.
No.
No, I've always been a cunt.
And you and your faith in human nature, of course, hasn't taken a battering either because you already had the lowest opinion of working in retail.
Yeah, and rightly so. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'll say anything.
Right, there we go. There we grow. I'm right.
So another thing, Mike, that came, probably the only other major thing that came to my attention, Mike, when I was looking at
Yeah.
the ends of this week. So, of course, the kiddies have gone back to school, haven't they? Big
Yeah.
fanfare. We're all, and I think what really beggared belief about this, because I don't think anyone either opposed kids going back at all, or was like, no, we can't get kids back until the vaccine arrives. What we were saying was it needs to be as safe as possible with loads of precautions, track and trace, effective, these kind of things, before we get the schools back. Now, I don't think that was asking too much, but with this government, apparently it was. We finally got everyone back. through great pressure, whatever. So the kids are now back at school. They've been back, some of them I think back for a week, others like their first couple of days, whatever. And I read today that already dozens of them apparently have had to close down immediately again because of outbreaks of COVID-19. So
Who defunct it?
So what I'm saying, Mike, is are we living in a parallel universe? Because it's almost like everything's being run by complete window lickers, and like people who aren't like neuroscientists. They're just regular, relatively smart people who can like use their brain effectively to critically analyze things, are saying like, this can't be as stupid as it seems, right? You're not just gonna send the kids back to school and cross your fingers and say, if we say it's safe, then it will be safe. There must be a plan behind this. There's not going to be a massive load of outbreaks, surely. After all the, how many months has it been? March. We've had 5 months to prepare for this, effectively.
Yeah.
5 months of thinking, plotting, pumping money into solutions, speaking to experts, unions, whatever. And then we get to the big day and dozens are immediately closed again due to outbreaks. And it's at that point that you just, I don't know, you have to question reality. Like, what is happening, Mike? I don't. When people who aren't paid a lot of money and just have really what you would say intellects are quite limited in the sense of what the human intellect can achieve, you know, and we're saying this is really stupid. They must have some kind of plan here, because if they do it like this, there's just going to be outbreaks everywhere.
I'm assuming you're talking about your own intellect there, yeah? Obviously,
mine is far superior.
But don't beat yourself up about it.
Well,
yeah, but no, I get your point. I see your point. And I agree. Actually, I think often, and I do it all the time. You know, I'm not as well read on politics as you are. I don't know as much about it. I don't keep as up to date as you do. And I find myself, every time I hear something or somebody says something, oh, this is happening, or this is going to, whether it's COVID related or not, and it's been the case for years, I go, that sounds a bit dumb. Is that right? And I do. I said, like, no, like, there is something I don't know. There are cleverer people than me making these decisions. I'm clearly missing something, and I've always done that. No matter how many times it's turned out like, oh yeah, actually that was stupid, or maybe that was wrong, or maybe I shouldn't have done that. I still think like, no, I'm missing something. I don't. And if this whole shit show isn't enough to stop me doing that, I don't know what is. I think I will always critically analyze, and we'll have conversations about it, and you know, I'll be right, and you'll be right 100% of the time that you agree with me, and you know, I won't stop analyzing it, but I think there will always be a part of me that thinks I'm missing something. I've got to be.
Yeah. No, I think, I mean, yeah, that's the point I was making, is I think maybe the saddest thing about this whole thing, I mean, to me, this isn't even a question, but I know it's controversial to some people, but to me, corruption has a lot to do with it. But I know that's a bit deep for this show. So we remove that word for now because it's quite an incendiary word that I can easily back up. But if we park corruption and just go to basic faith in, like you say, in well-paid people, well-connected, well-educated, apparently, people in positions of great power and authority, making what seem to be elementary, stupid decisions that then have exactly the consequences that you said they would have if those decisions were as stupid as they seemed. So to me, it's really sad because, like you say, you've got decent people who don't have the time to get invested in politics, or rather the inclination, whatever, and they don't like everything that goes on, but they have a general feeling that, yeah, there might be a bit of backhanders here and there, and things aren't exactly as clean as they could be. But generally, the people at the top wouldn't knowingly do things that cause great harm or damage to the economy, people's livelihoods, people's health, because they speak to experts and they themselves should have experience at making decisions in high pressure situations and things like this. I mean, that's been hugely damaged. I mean, I don't think I need to tell you that the faith in the media has been irreparably damaged. We've got the least faith in the media and the press out of any country, I think, in Europe,
and rightly so.
Yeah, so I mean that's not a surprise. But do you know what else has affected me as well? And this isn't necessarily lockdown. This goes wider. This is what's potentially happening in January. Is it scared me how little checks and balances we have in this country against a government, which, you know, you should remind yourself is a government. It's not a king with unlimited power, you know, bestowing orders against the serfs. So an elected government on, you know, in a period of parliament is able to effectively turn us into, and again, I know this is speculation because it's not happened yet, we're damaging it all the time, but we could potentially become a pariah state, a rogue state, if you will, by January, from where we used to be, and potentially generations of damage. And where are the checks and balances that stop that from happening? You know, this is my, you know, it's all right, individual policies and individual ideologies clashing and being implemented, and, you know, the other party kind of saying, oh, well, we won't change them, and then you're saying, yes, they need to be changed, back and forth, whatever. That's
healthy to a degree.
Huh?
That's healthy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the way we do things is healthy, but that's the way it should work. You should have push and pull, incremental pushback, and this way and that, because that's how you get, you know, effectively that's how you get compromise, isn't it? You pull more people into the debate at certain points, whatever, and you come to some kind of consensus. But what we have now effectively is a massive leap in the dark that's being facilitated by a tiny select few people who are then pumping out all kinds of misinformation. And anyway, I don't want to go on a soapbox, but I'm just meaning that it's really damaged my faith that there's any checks and balances to stop that from happening. Because again, you know, bringing the stupid Hitler paradox, but what would effectively stop a fascist dictatorship being erected in this country? Oh, you'd like I could see you looking serious, and I thought I'll just throw an erected there. That'll cheer him up.
Mm-hmm. Gets me every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do actually think maybe that is, it could be where we're going wrong. So, you know, you alluded to the fact that, you know, we're not, this isn't like you know, it's not like we're reporting to a king. It's you know, elected officials and stuff. Maybe this is where we're going wrong. Maybe fuck democracy. Actually, bear with me. But also, maybe it's time for some new blood, some new royalty.
Why do I get the feeling that this is leading to long live benevolent King Large?
Well, actually, now you mention it, that's probably a good idea. I'm glad you brought that up, actually. Good suggestion. Yeah, I think there's some weight behind that, mate. I really do.
There's
I
definitely
think.
some weight behind it.
Oh, I mean, there's some weight behind something. You make a good point, and if you wanted to start, kind of, the kind of the movement to get me into power as your leader and king, I would support you. So I'm touched that you feel that that's a good suggestion and it's a good idea. And do you know what? Actually, I think I'd do a good job. So
Okay, well, you're going to have to earn the vote. So tell me, what would be your top 3 priorities then if you were to become king? Come on, give us an idea.
earn the vote. Do you not listen to what I just said? There will be no voting.
Is it? Oh, it's just going to be a bloodbath, is it?
Yes, I will take this country by force because I'm fucking English and I do what I want.
The problem with that, Mike, is because we don't live in the era
There
of
is no
knights. No, because we don't live in the era of knights
right.
or militias, you can't do a Cromwell.
Mm.
So what you would effectively have to do is take control of the military. Therefore,
Yeah.
you would have a military junta. And the problem
Right.
with military juntas, Mike, has been shown throughout history, is when a military junta instills a dictator, the dictator has to please the military because the military decides if the dictator continues. So you wouldn't be in charge, they would be, because they've got the guns and the tanks.
I think I've got the guns, thank you. But yeah, okay. Well, we'll find another way. We'll find another way. I mean, it's not going to be very hard for me to win over a vote anyway, is it?
No,
I mean, come on.
I'm sure, mate. No, I'm sure.
Look, that's 50% of the vote right there. Yeah. So that's in the bank.
Oh yeah.
Boom, straight away.
Hopefully, you're not going to forget your roots, Mike, and we'll still obviously do this radio show.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously. How else will I communicate with my serfs?
Well, yeah, because this could potentially then be the only avenue for which to express dissent. Every other avenue, I'm sure, would be met with a hostile force, with extreme prejudice.
I mean, I think we both know that would be the case, yeah. Dare you fucking question me?
I was just thinking, quite amusingly, would King Large be much worse than this government? And I was thinking, how would Mike respond to an outbreak of COVID? And I was like, he'd get the military to shoot people in the street. He'd be like, forced testing, and then anyone who's positive, it's just machine gunned down.
Look,
Corpses lining the streets, and you say, my people, I'm handling the COVID threat. Behold the corpses in the street. Don't come near them. We're going to have a big bonfire. We're going to burn all the COVID, and then all the COVID will be gone.
big bonfire.
Yeah, and that would be your solution.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what? I'd have eradicated it from these shores by now. Done.
I'm not sure
What's
we
that? Cough, did you? See you later. I mean,
you could. I bet you there'd be a whole new societal thing of everyone snitching on each other. So anyone you took a disliking to, you'd be like, "Secret police! He coughed, he sneezed, I heard him," pointing at someone, just like.
no, I wouldn't do that. Do you know what? I genuinely think, and if listeners out there, if you wanna make this happen, try and make this happen. Like I said to Aaron, I'll support you. I think that I would be a good figurehead, leader, king. Let's call it what it is. For this country, I really do. You're putting faces to suggest almost as if you don't agree with me. I'm intrigued by that. Are you?
Right now, Mike, I'm not consider anything other than status quo. So even something as ludicrous as you being unchallenged king seems like potentially a good idea. So that's where we are.
You ain't. I mean, you know me, so you know that
At least
perhaps
I
the
know.
more
Yeah, at least I know how easy it is to bribe you, which is to just send a couple of hotties over and can get any kind of concessions I like out of you. So that would be a positive. Wouldn't cost me a lot.
look, I've got morals, I've got standards, I've got ethics, and yeah, you're right. Yeah, couple of fly-looking honeys.
I
I'll
was
be
going
on.
to say, Mike, you set out with the best of intentions, and within a year you'd have a growing harem just in your throne room.
I don't see a problem with this.
Well,
What's the problem?
Firstborn daughters are going to be missing, and questions are going to be asked. We're going to go from you're going to be King Mike, the dictator monarch who eliminated COVID and created a new super virus of the sexually transmitted kind.
Yeah, but that's much more fun to transmit.
That's true. Yeah, and it would have to be named after you as well. So that would be your legacy. Your legacy, Mike.
Look, let's make it happen. Power of the people, you know. Let's make it happen.
Well, on that rather foul and loathsome note, anything else, Mike, you can think of related to lockdown that we could discuss this week, or is that about it? Where we are?
I think we've touched on everything we should, and perhaps a few things that we shouldn't.
As always.
Yeah, I think we've grown enough for this week. Speaking of growing, though, we have a request from one of our fans, one of our listeners. We need to see just how long those locks are, Mr. Bliss. We need a grand unveiling. The hair, the beard.
See how far.
Look at that.
So that's how.
Yeah. I mean, some say that he's compensating. Look, yeah, it's speculation. It's just speculation. I've heard it said. So, you know,
what am I compensating for? I mean, I'm just going to say, look at your beard. I know there's jealousy there. There's no need to take.
No, see, this is
a little inch there.
This is, well, yeah, because I like to stay trim for the ladies, just enough to catch any food I drop, but not too much to make my chin sweat. So,
yeah, trust me, there's
always thinking, mate.
A lot of things get caught in here. Trust me, I find things 2 or 3 weeks later.
That sounds lovely. What about your hair? Come on. We need to see how long. Well, I know. We need to see how long your hair is. Come on, get it out for the lads.
For the lads.
And ladettes. Get your hair out. Get your hair out. Get your hair out for the lads.
I have it tied up so often it gets knotted in the dreads. All right. There we go. There we are. See?
Yeah. What's that, down to bottom of your ribs?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. What a specimen.
What a specimen. And yeah, I'm not even going to be advisor to the new king.
Who said you're not?
Oh, well, you're gonna give me a bit of a crony appointment, are you?
Yeah, I'll give you an advisor role.
You're learning, Mike. Learning from the government. And on that note, Mike, it's been fun, and you need to draw up your. Oh, I don't know what it is. It won't be a manifesto, will it? But your to the people for seizing the throne in a bloodbath.
Indeed.
Or maybe message to the military to get them on side anyway.
Yeah, I'll have a quick word, won't I?
Oh yeah, show them the guns. Yeah.
Yeah.
And on that note,
Teenage.
yeah, on that note, stay safe, people. If you haven't already, click that little subscribe, please, and tell your friends to do likewise. Any final words, Mike?
No, like, subscribe, comment, fucking do what you want.
Hey,
Show it to your brother, your sister, your mother, your lover, anyone you want.
hey, we're on there. We're also on Spotify. We have a podcast. We used to talk about all kinds of things. So that's good fun. You can do that while you're doing the washing up or whatever. You don't have to watch us on video. So find us on Spotify, Late Night Large.
Indeed.
And we'll grow
As
you
you
next
do.
week.